Saints select on the first round quarterback Archie Manning, University of Mississippi.
A lot of people talk about the 1983 draft for quarterbacks, but 1971 was the original year of the quarterback. Jim Plunkett, Pastorini, Theismann, Lynn Dickey was in that draft.
Kenny Anderson.
Yeah. Good call.
Yeah, well, I think it was the first time there were quarterbacks who went 1, 2, 3. The unusual thing about it, the night before the draft, I didn't even know the draft was the next day. And so the PR office at Ole Miss called me and said, you need to come over here in the morning. It's the NFL draft. We've heard from New England. We've heard from Houston. We've heard from New Orleans. One of them's going to pick you, and you need to come over here. Draft started at 9 o'clock. About 9:15, I got a call from the Saints. Talked to J.D. Roberts, the head coach. 1 minute conversation, and hung up. They didn't interview you, time you, talk to you, anything. I guess just watched film and picked. An AP writer came in, took my picture, and I went to a 10 o'clock class. So that was my draft day.
My dad was drafted to make the fledgling Saints a franchise. And in his first game against the powerhouse Rams, he had a chance to win as time expired.
On the last play of the game, you told me y'all called timeout before.
Yeah, I had an offensive coordinator named Ken Shipp. We were going back and forth about what we're going to call, and then the referee comes in, go. So I'm going back out there. Danny Brammer says, what'd they tell you to call? I said, they never told me. So I kind of called my favorite old college play, kind of a sprint left, and just as I went across the goal line, I fumbled.
Hey, fumble!
But they said I was in.
Damn.
There's some arguing going on down there from the Rams.
Oh, yeah. No, they weren't happy at all.
My dad became the first quarterback to complete 60% of his passes and throw for over 3,000 yards 3 seasons in a row. But even with all his magic,
Manning, chased by Jim Youngblood, throwing for a touchdown.
the Saints were jinxed.
We had a lot of lean years. Every 3 years, we'd fire the coach, and usually during the season, you can't constantly change and build a winner.
You always told me, don't ever take it for granted you get to play in the same system.
Yeah.
By the time his 14-year career ended in Minnesota, my dad had been sacked more than any quarterback in history.
Talked to Mike Ditka on this journey. You played against that famed Bears defense for the Vikings.
There was some. The line coach said they won't bring 8. They won't bring 8.
The eighth rusher, yeah.
Well, they did. They got me 11 times that day. Otis Wilson hit me right up on the chin. I'm on the bottom of the pile. And Otis said, you know, Archie, these guys ain't blocking for you. You ought to lay here and play like you hurt. I was hurt.
Dad, where did the toughness come from? You took sacks, you had a lot of injuries that you didn't even tell the training staff or coaches about.
That's football, and I'm no tougher than anyone else out there. Everybody out there is tough. You know, we didn't have championship teams or even winning teams, but I played with winners. I had some teammates that I'd go to battle with every single day.
Today, Manning returned home to his family and friends. The former #1 draft pick of the Saints has retired from football.
In 1985, my dad hung it up, but that didn't change how I felt.
Still think he's the best quarterback.
That 8-year-old still wanted to grow up and be just like him.
His runs frequently left defenses defenseless.
Manning takes the snap, steps up, gets away, he's gonna run, 10, 5, touchdown!
I wanted to sling it like him.
Archie Manning, one of the most dangerous offensive weapons in the game.
Sets up, looks, he's throwing the home run ball downfield, got it, touchdown!
Be tough like him.
Watch this. I can't even believe he gets it off. Oh, he's bleeding from the lip here.
Have fun like him.
Look what they're doing, man. They're playing keep away with the football.
And be humble like him.
The record they thought would never be broken has been broken.
My dad taught me everything about being a quarterback, but one thing always escaped me.
I never could get it. I never could get the underhanded pass.
There's one pass Archie has, well, mastered that his son hasn't just yet.
Can't do it.
I don't know how you did it.
We had an end around to Dave Casper, and all of a sudden he's in trouble, and he tries to throw it back to me, which I didn't want it. I picked it up on the run. Now, I'm running to my right, but I had a pull growing, and my body just told me, if I throw it like this, it's going to be my growing.
Yeah.
And so it just was underhand. And Mike Renfro just ran right under. And if he could have broken one more tackle, but scored a touchdown on it, it would have been a class.
I appreciate you being my dad, hero, role model, favorite quarterback, all wrapped into one. So thanks for being a part of this.
It's been a fun journey.
This journey.
I get to do a selfie.
We get to do another selfie since you gave me some good advice about taking selfies. Thanks, man.
My pleasure.
I love you, pal.
Yeah, love you, pal.
You have quite the resume here, young man. 2 Lombardi trophies, part of one of the greatest plays in NFL history.
That's on a resume?
Second greatest quarterback Ironman streak in NFL history. Only quarterback to beat Belichick and Brady in a Super Bowl twice. Quarterback in New York longer than any quarterback in history. #1 overall draft choice, and I don't care what mom says, you're her favorite.
That might be the only accurate thing in there.
Welcome to our dinner in New York. It was quite a journey to get here. It didn't quite take 100 years, but...
welcome to New York traffic,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
First and goal, Giants at the 3, trying to take the lead off the turnover. Blitz on, Manning lobs one left, looking for Shockey, intercepted!
That's an opportunity gone by the boards, folks.
Those first couple years, I'm not to say it was easy. Media's attacking you. Hey, is this kid a bust and this and that? But you can't be sensitive. You got to have great confidence in yourself and your teammates and your coaches that you can fix it.
Manning drops back, blitz on, heaves it left for Plaxico Burress, who makes the catch for a touchdown! Giants have won in overtime, and they come on the field in Bob Manning. 67,000 people depart in silence.
Eli, the Eagles fans, I've always thought one of the tougher places to play. You played there a lot.
You suck, Manning!
Yeah, you know, you go into Dallas, there's always kind of those fans that have the on-field passes. Even that little kid, that 9-year-old kid will want a high five or he'll wave at me, hey, Eli. Philly, that same 9-year-old kid is giving you like the double bird, and like they're saying some things about our mom that, you know, I can't repeat on this show.
A little more personal.
Yeah, you suck!
The funny part, though, having done it for 15 years, that same 9-year-old kid, he's got his own 9-year-old kid. It's, you know, the generation is going on.
And he's giving you the double bird.
The Big Apple's had its share of big-time quarterbacks.
The New York Jets are the world champions.
Phil Simms in this game, 22 completions in 25 attempts. Good Lord.
Y.A. Tittle connects with Joe Walton to tie the record of 7 touchdown throws in the game.
It's Charlie Connolly to Kyle Roach. The New York Giants win professional football's biggest prize, the World Championship.
But only 2 of them have won the big one twice.
In the 100 years of the NFL, there have been a lot of quarterbacks here. There's no chance you know what the other quarterback to win 2 championships in New York is besides you. No chance you know it. I know you're going to think it's Connerly or Tittle.
Well, it's got to be Ed Danowski, right? 29?
You read my notes on the way over here.
Well, you shouldn't have left them out.
There's no way you know Ed Danowski.
Ed Danowski, spectacular triple threat man, one of the league's best passers.
He won 2 titles back in the 30s.
What do you mean?
And Ed Danowski,
right,
the only quarterbacks to win 2 championships in New York.
A lot of what makes Eli one of my 3 all-time favorites is his toughness.
Eli had to get it out of his hands again, pressure immediately in his face.
Eli, you're known as one of the Iron Men in quarterbacks in NFL history. I thought I had a pretty good streak going. You, of course, broke that.
Eli Manning making his 209th consecutive start, the second longest streak in NFL history, passing his brother, Peyton.
What is it, though, about wanting to be there every Sunday, as we always kind of call it, answering the bell?
Manning back to throw.
I think that's just about being accountable. You got to kind of have that mentality that you're going to be sore, you're going to have hurt, but if you can throw and you can help the team win, then it's your responsibility to be out there.
Whether it's 12 stitches or 23 below zero, Eli played.
And Eli Manning comes into the playoffs just spectacular.
He won the 2007 NFC Championship on the frozen tundra of Lambeau. But I was never more proud than during the 2011 NFC title game.
You go to San Francisco, and that defense was loaded, and they hit you all day. They were kind of taking turns. You know, they got tired of just the single tackles. Now Alden Smith and Justin Smith, and you got Willis, and they were just kind of alternating. You know, hey, I'm tired of hitting Eli. You go and hit him. I mean, there's one shot where your chin strap's on your nose. You're like, you know, what am I doing out here?
Yeah. I wish the no driving into the ground rule was in effect.
That was
man.
not
That would have
in play.
given us like 120 yards and penalties.
At a third and forever touchdown throw on a
Manningham,
skinny post that I do remember kind of telling you this coverage that the 49ers like to play on third and long. So, yeah, I remember you kind of waving to me like, thanks for that one,
Thank
Peyton.
you.
Manning back to throw. He zips one to the end zone. Touchdown Giants. Mario Manningham.
Eli will be the first to tell you he gets his moxie from me, his teddy bear of an older brother.
I started easier, right? I mean, I'd hold you down, make you name the schools of the Southeastern Conference, right?
Yes.
That was easy, right?
That was easy. Knew that. Then you went, named the 28 teams in the NFL.
Right.
At the time, there was 28. Had to
it was
learn.
important for you to learn
Made
that,
me
right?
learn my divisions.
Right.
Once I mastered that, named 10 brands of cigarettes.
Which would be normal for a 9-year-old to know.
Yeah, that's a normal progression, right? Once you can name 28 teams in the NFL, you start smoking cigarettes, right?
I mean, in New Orleans, you know, I just feel like, you know, I'm like a small part of that right there. Just a little bit of the toughness. You know, people ask me all the time, you know, what's your greatest memory of football, playing in Super Bowls? But being in Arizona, Super Bowl 42, watching you take that Giants team down on a 2-minute drill.
3rd and 5 for the Giants. 1:16 to go.
A pulse-pounding finish to Super Bowl 42. Direct snap to Manning. Back to throw. The rush. Gonna be hit. Gonna be sacked. No, he got out of it. Now he fires downfield, and it is caught.
What a play by the quarterback.
Giants down by 4. Manning looks left, lobs it left, first is wide open, touchdown Giants! With 35 seconds to go, and the Giants regain the lead.
I just want to tell you how proud I was of you and what an awesome moment that was. Never doubt. That's how you draw it up. Never doubt.
You have to make it interesting on ourselves, I think.
The play of the Tyree coming out of there, I mean, it'll go down as one of the all-time. Get to the Super Bowl, again, no way they can beat these guys twice. Once again, got to have another 2-minute drill to win it.
This is the drive.
We've seen something like this before, haven't we? Manning out of the shotgun set, he's back to throw. Climbs the pocket, deep ball down the left sideline.
You hit Manningham down the left sideline in about as tight a, what I'd call a side pocket hole throw as you could make.
If this is a catch, it's a miracle.
I gotta see this again.
Not the primary on that play.
No. They had that pretty well covered. I mean, nowhere to even check it down. So really came back to Manningham as kind of your 50-yard check down, place to throw it away possibly.
Yeah, our ball or nobody's ball.
Yeah, there's really no one else to throw to. So I'm gonna put it right here on the sideline. Either he catches it or we go to 2nd and 10. Probably a little smoother drive.
A little more of a textbook.
This is a little bit more like how you want a 2-minute drive.
I don't care. Got you
Those
two rings there.
And the confetti rains down on the field. Eli wins the Super Bowl in Indianapolis.
There you go. Wonderful.
Look at that. Perfect.
Enjoy, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We don't get to do this, you know, very often.
Yes.
Sit down and have dinner. You are buying. I just want to tell you, watch you play all the time on TV. You know, it's not because you're in the top 7 in yards and touchdowns, and not even because you won the 2 Super Bowls. It's because you've always answered the bell every Sunday, you know, for your teammates. You've always been there, especially playing in New York. But to see you play these last 3 years, you know, since I retired, it's been special. So I'm proud of you, and I love you. Before we dig into this delicious meal, I know you love these as much as I do. I don't know if I can get us both in here. Want to get New York in the background? Here we go. All right, one.
Your big head.
Yeah, exactly. Beautiful.
All righty.